guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets. Oh, they're hollering and cheering and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball club, the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell, give 'em a hand, and let 'em know you're rooting in the stand. Come on and meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the Mets of New York town, of New York.
Going to come down to this. Lindor with a chance to be the hero against his old team. Never runs in a fly. Base hit, and the Mets win it. Lindor. At the same time, if he crushes this one to left field, that one's going to make it to the second deck. An Alonso Polar Bear special, number 44 for Pete. And if it doesn't work out, blasted to left field. That'll tie the game. It did not work out. Pete Alonso, number 45, a 3-run blast, and the Mets on. And Alonso cranks one out of here. What a shot by Pete! A bullet into the seats in left field. A 2-run homer for Alonso, his 46th. By the way, a terrible throw by Quan.
This is Mets Willets Point.
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
How you doing?
How's it going?
Great.
So, I hope you're doing good.
Yeah, finally.
Hope you're feeling better.
Getting there. Almost 100%.
So, welcome to episode 3 of the Mets Willets Point podcast presented by SeatGeek. If you don't know who the guy next to me is, this is my cousin James. He got me into being a Mets fan, so thank you. You did a big favor for me, so I appreciate it.
Did I? It's a life of misery, buddy. Get used to it.
Well, yeah. So, I asked how's it going. We'll get right into it. We'll start off with the off-season signings. Let me know if I probably missed a few on here. I know we signed Severino, Bader, Danny Young, Jorge Lopez, Michael Tonkin, re-signed Ottavino, and re-signed Drew Smith. I'm sure I missed a.
Shomania is the big one that you're missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I even forgot about that. I saw it on Twitter. And I was like, oh, great, he's a Met. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know, I know you didn't like Harrison Bader that much. I know you don't like him. Like I remember you posting about, oh, I hate Harrison Bader last season, but now he's on the Mets. What do you think of that?
It's funny. My other buddy James and I were talking about that in the gym before he got signed. I hope the reasons I didn't like him are reasons I'm gonna like him this year.
Yeah.
He's very cocky. He's got this like weird attitude about him.
Yeah.
But if he's a good friend of Pete's, he's like a real good judge of character. So I think that should be a good sign for us. And you know what? He's a great defender. Let's hope his bat picks up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope so. What did you think of getting Luis Severino because I thought that was a good pick. I know he was injured, so can't really judge from last season. I mean, I think he's done good from what I've seen. But.
Yeah, no, he's a good pitcher with a lot of upside. His downside has been low, but I think with Hefner's pitching lab, he should bounce back to form. I know a lot of Yankee friends of mine were pretty bummed out that we got him. They're fans of his, so it's that's definitely always a good thing to see because if they're upset, just like if we lost a good player, we'd be upset. So that's good to see. Like I said, I'm excited to see what Hefner can do with him. I think that's really pivotal. He needs to turn a couple things around.
Yeah. Yeah, I think having Severino with Hefner, I think that would be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Get him a little better than what he's. But
yeah.
I know. I've been to here. I just want to show this comment. Yes, I agree. They'll definitely be a good defensive team like what Stearns did in Milwaukee.
Hey,
yeah,
you can't win games if you're getting runs scored on you every game. So the defense is definitely going to be a great addition to this team. So, and especially, I guess Nimmo is slotting over to left field now. Bader's going to be in center according to a lot of the reporters and all of these rankings. So if that improves our defense, I'm all for it. If Marte returns to form and you have Nimmo, Bader, and Marte, that's a real good outfielder. That's a really exciting outfield to see.
My dad said, awesome. It's good to see you both. He's watching on YouTube right now.
Sweet.
I know these are, I don't want to say small pickups, but like the pickups of Danny Young, Jorge Lopez, and Michael Tonkin. What did you think of those?
I love it. I mean, the bullpen and the bench are both a lot deeper this year, I think, than they were last year.
Yeah.
We didn't get these like huge star power like Yamamoto or Shohei, but like, were we ever really gonna? Yamamoto himself said that the offer was out there. He said that the Mets and Yankees both presented offers to him, and he liked talking with both teams, but he saw the Dodgers' continued success, and that's what we need to achieve. He's right. He's not wrong, right? Like the Dodgers, they only won one World Series with 2020, and a lot of people look down upon that one. But they're consistently in the playoffs. They're consistently 90-plus win team. So he sees that. That's something that we need to bring to the table. We've had one 90-plus win season, and we didn't capitalize upon it. So and the Yankees haven't done much either. They had a great 2017, which is the scandal year, but still, even that is 7 years ago now. So it's with the Dodgers, they looked great last year. They looked awesome. And then you add Shohei, and then you Paxton and all these signings and giving Freeman a contract and Mookie a contract and all these guys and just bolstering your team. So I think these little additions are the things that we need because we didn't have a bench last year. Look, everyone went down with injury, and we were essentially playing guys that are AAA caliber players.
Yeah.
Then obviously Robertson didn't step up in that closer role. He was fine, but that's why he got traded. And Ottavino wasn't the guy, and we re-signed him, but that's great because now he could be the low leverage guy instead of a high leverage guy, where he was last year.
Yeah, they are coming together as a solid team. I think that's what I was solid. Yeah, I agree. It may not be like I said this in my last show. I said maybe this is like kind of a thing. We went to the wild card in what was that 2 years ago? Maybe divisional round this year, championship next year, World Series 2026. I may be over-exaggerating, but
it's not an over-exaggeration because lest we forget, right? Like we have Francisco Lindor. It's not like we don't have star players. We have Pete. We have Nimmo. We have the best closer in baseball, Edwin Diaz. We have guys that are good, that are proven good. There's nothing. Yeah, okay, we didn't make signings, but did we necessarily need to? No. Yeah. I mean, pitching, Kodai is the ace. Do I trust that? I don't know yet. He did great last year, but a sophomore season's a lot different. People are going to start knowing his pitches, and they saw the Ghost Fork last year. Let's see if he can keep it this year. It'd be great. It'd be awesome.
I remember me and my dad went to a baseball card show in Burlington, New Jersey. He was looking for Kodai Senga signed cards, and we went around to literally every single table, and nobody knew what he was talking about.
That's crazy.
Like, I guess it's Philadelphia area, maybe? I don't know.
The Mets are first off, even as Philly, it's our biggest rival besides the Braves. Yeah. So who knows? But yeah, I think this team looks good. Look at the Brewers last year. They were not the top team in the world on paper. They did great. They did awesome. So hopefully we are that team this year. Or look at the Marlins in 2020 when they had that ridiculous season.
Yeah. So last year, the Marlins.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. I know you were talking about the Yankees. Were you upset at all about Juan Soto going to the Yankees? Because I say it's rent in the Bronx, buying Queens.
Yeah, I see it as the same thing. And I have a Yankee fan that I've worked with for a long time. We have a really good rapport with each other. So we talk baseball pretty much every time we see each other. And he's like showing me their lineup. And I was like, dude, that doesn't impress me. He's like, what do you mean? This is the best lineup. Blah, blah. I was like, it just doesn't impress me. Like, you have Soto and you have Judge. DJ didn't do good last year.
Yeah.
Stanton is always hurt. You have Gleyber Torres. Okay. You have the rookie, Rizzo. Will he be good? Maybe. I don't know. But that's this lineup doesn't put fear in my heart. Yeah. Soto's great. Soto's obviously incredible. And he's so young, which is what the good thing is. But they have DJ LeMahieu. And if DJ LeMahieu plays the way he's supposed to, that's the same player as Juan Soto. It's a guy who gets on base. He gets your hits. Soto's not your big power guy. Yeah, he's going to hit 20 home runs, but he's not your big power guy. Yeah. I want him. I don't get me wrong. Especially with Bader on a one-year deal, Soto's a left fielder next year, but then does Nimmo slot back to center? Then there's a lot more questions too.
Yeah. What do you think about? I know I'm asking you a lot of questions.
I'm here for it.
I'll get back to the other stuff. Oh, here. Even he says, "Yep, no one outside of Mets knows Senga,"
which is nuts. It's nuts. He's so good. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna ask. It just slipped out of my head.
Okay, we'll get back to it.
So then they re-signed Ottavino, which I know. Oh, it just came back. Mets Twitter is wild.
Oh,
I can't stand it.
It's an insane place. The takes that I see on there every day are just mind blowing. Why be fans of the team? If you hate the team that much, why are you a fan? What are you doing? It's the Frank Fleming syndrome. I have had that man blocked for many years. I told you the story, I think. Yeah. Where he tried to call me out with a fake jersey while we were waiting in the same line, and he was wearing a fake jersey because they don't make a jersey in his size. But that guy is so negative, and it just it breeds this insane negativity, and I personally just love the sport of baseball. I am 32 years old. I have seen ups and downs. I have been to World Series games. I've never seen my team win a World Series. I've also been to games in September that I paid $4 for and sat 3 rows up because they were so bad. I enjoy that. I just love the sport. I love my team. Yeah, baby.
Oh, CP in the house. What's going on, CP?
Okay,
LGM. What's up, CP? How's it going?
let's go Mets. Hell yeah.
So yeah. Did you see the video? Nothing Mets related. I'm sorry. Frank the Tank obviously is a Devils fan. He's also a negative Devils fan.
Where he went and thought he was talking to the
He
Rangers?
thought he was talking to Rangers players. It turns out they were Calgary Flames players.
He's a fool. He's such a fool, that guy. It's just like, give me 1 second.
Yep.
I'll be right back. Yeah.
All right. Well, he's taking care. James says. James says, "Bring it." Well, James is away. Everybody in the comments, what's your thought for the season? I know looks like 4 or 5 people are in. Write down in the comments which prospect are you looking forward to. I know James is looking forward to Drew Gilbert. I'm looking forward to Acuna. I think Acuna, Drew Gilbert. I'm looking forward to all of them, but yeah, 83 wins. Hey, I hope we can get that far. Well, no, I shouldn't say that actually. I hope we get further than that.
83 wins is easy.
Yeah. I'm not thinking it's gonna be a 2022
No, this is at least you're talking about a 500 team. I think it's a little bit better than that.
Maybe go up 10, 93, 94.
I say around 90. Yeah.
Yeah.
94 is a lot. That's a first place team. Well, Braves getting.
Yeah.
Acuna looks like he's gonna have the toughest path to the majors. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I said that you really like Drew Gilbert because I remember we were at Citi Field and you were talking about. I really want Drew Gilbert to come up.
I was very excited with that. Acuna's great, but Gilbert, man, he tore through the Mets minors.
Yeah.
I think Acuna has a path. I get what they're saying though. They're probably saying that with McNeil and Mauricio, second is kind of blocked. But Acuna has a really good chance this year with Mauricio's injury to kind of show off and see what he's about. And hey, Mauricio came up last year and didn't look fantastic.
Yeah.
So Acuna has a chance. I get what they're saying with the spot being blocked. But McNeil's our super utility guy. And, like, does he want to be a starter? Yeah, of course he does.
Yeah.
But let's see what the kid's got. I mean, what did he steal in the minors? 70 bases or 60-something bases last year?
Yeah.
That's no joke, man. That's really impressive.
Yeah.
I like Jet Williams a lot.
Jet the Met.
I like Jet Williams. I like Jet Williams a lot. He seems very composed. The interviews that he's had are really good. And I saw him in Brooklyn, and I was very impressed by him.
Yeah. Re-signing Drew Smith. What'd you think of that? Oh.
Luna, you're saying hi? He's at this point, he's your mop-up guy. He's not anything special. I don't want him in any type of high-leverage situation.
Yeah.
I do not want to, but I think that's what we did with bolstering the bullpen. Yeah, baby. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
I think that's what we did with bolstering the bullpen. You don't have to put Drew in those high leverage situations now.
Yeah. I remember the game that we went to where we saw you. I believe it was against the Angels. I remember. Well, I'm sure you remember Carlos Carrasco.
Putting us in a terrible position to even get
out. And then I think Drew Smith came in after that and just put it away.
Yep.
All right, next topic. spring training just around the corner. Pitchers and catchers came yesterday.
Yeah, man.
David Stern's press conference, Carlos Mendoza today. By the way, that Carlos Mendoza press conference, if you watch it, what's up with the microphone?
That was rough. Well, hey, it's spring training for everybody, right? Like,
Yeah.
Spring training for the crew. That was rough. His answers were kind of a little lame.
Yeah.
But like, whatever, man. They're not going to be like, yeah, this team sucks. Like, so that is what it is.
Yeah.
The big thing that came out of Stern's press conference was him saying that Pete's going to be a free agent. But I mean, like, I knew that. You have Scott Boras as your agent. You're going to free agency.
Yeah.
Now, can a deal get done? Hell yeah, we got a deal done with Nimmo just last year. So I don't foresee it being an issue. They obviously set a precedent with Max Scherzer signing Max. So Boras has done well because of the Mets.
Yeah.
So I don't see it being too big of an issue. Do I think Pete's going to be hot on the market? Yeah, I do. I just hope what happened to Conforto doesn't happen to Pete, where there's an extension in place for a lot of money, and Boras says no, and then they go to free agency, and it's not as good.
Yeah. Isn't Scott Boras like Nemo and McNeil's agent or something like that?
He's Nemo's agent. I don't think is he McNeil's agent?
I'm not sure. I saw something yesterday.
Yeah, I know for a fact he
said something about Nemo and somebody else.
Yeah, I know for a fact he's Nemo's agent, and he's Scherzer's agent, so we got Scherzer.
Yeah,
it's not like it's impossible like it used to be with the Wilpons.
Yeah,
and Cohen. For some reason, Mets Twitter right now is on this like we hate Steve Cohen bandwagon.
I don't get it.
Well, because he didn't spend money this offseason. He tried to spend $400 million on Yamamoto, and the guy didn't want to come here. So you can't really say much about that. I don't think Steve Cohen is going to risk losing Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
You've already lost someone like me who has a room dedicated to the Mets as a season ticket holder because of back end stuff. Because of like perks and things like that.
Yeah.
My price going up. You don't want to lose a huge portion that is going to leave because you don't sign Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
And I think the Mets know that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Pete sitting right there. I have a whole shelf of Pete right there. So he's the guy.
Yeah. I got a Pete bobblehead right here.
Yeah, that's what I said. You have him sitting right there. I see it. That's great.
Yeah, I got this whole area filled with Mets and Rangers. But that's besides the point.
Yeah. Shout out real quick, Athletes Logos for doing that. And then, and J Mac Customs for doing the sign for my daughter over there. Just want to give a quick shout out.
I love Athlete Logos. He made me a neon T-shirt, and I know you have one too.
I do.
He made me a neon poster and a profile picture. So shout out to Athlete Logos.
He's the man.
He does. I really like the neons that he does. The actual neon.
Yeah, like, he's gonna have some good stuff this year.
Yeah. Anyway, what are your thoughts? And then I'll get into my thoughts for spring training.
I'm always excited for spring training, man. As soon as the Super Bowl ends, it's baseball season. And it's great. It's my favorite time of the year. It's something I look forward to every year. I love watching a game on a Tuesday at 1:00 in the afternoon, for no reason. It's awesome. I mean, there's just a joy about it. I'm not going this year, but I'm going to probably San Diego for the series this year.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And then I'm sure I'll go somewhere else, maybe Baltimore, for like a weekend trip or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to plan out a trip down to Miami or Tampa Bay.
Miami's fun. There's not much to do around the stadium, at all.
Yeah.
It's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's kind of like Citi Field.
Yeah, exactly. but like even the city of Miami, like I don't know if you'd really have a good time there.
Yeah.
It's fine. I went in 2021, had a good time, but I was with my brother, and I'm also a decade and a half older than you, so it's a difference. And Tampa's cool. Tampa's fine. I like
Yeah.
Tampa, and you can head over to Clearwater and go to the beach over
Yeah.
there and have some fun over that. Tampa and Clearwater is a blast. St. Pete,
Yeah.
which is a half hour away, is what it is. It's not,
Yeah.
but Tampa's cool. The
Yeah.
stadium sucks.
Yeah. I was gonna say Tropicana
Yeah.
Field is one of the worst.
Yeah, that sucks.
Speaking of worst stadiums, what did you think about the Oakland A's thing moving to Las Vegas? I don't think they should do it.
I mean, it's a real shame.
Yeah.
What it is. Those fans in Oakland are always passionate fans, but there's obviously something wrong with that city if you're losing.
Yeah.
There's the Warriors, the Athletics,
Yeah.
all within a short amount of time. Like, there's obviously something wrong there, and I don't know if that's like an infrastructure thing.
Yeah.
I'm not up on Oakland politics. I have no idea. But I mean, Vegas is a cool place for sports, man. If there was an expansion, I was saying Vegas should have been one of the places. So I mean, you saw the Super Bowl; it was packed.
Yeah.
It just gives people a lot to do, and the Golden Knights are like,
Oh yeah.
are a really big deal out there, and they're obviously a great team. So like, there could be a really good sport culture in Vegas. Do I think it should be the Athletics? No. Like I said, I thought it should have been an expansion team. But with Fisher not investing any money into the team and that stadium literally falling apart, like, that's not a figurative speech. That is a literal. It is literally falling apart.
Yeah.
There's not really. You can't really do much.
I know I saw something about the Las Vegas mayor saying she doesn't want the Athletics to move to.
No, read that statement. Read that statement. It's not really. That was the.
I mean, I just saw it real quick, so it was like.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Yep. Oh, Shay. I love that he takes time away to take care of Shay. Ah, Shay. Anybody who's in the live, comment. I want to hear your thoughts for spring training. Go for it. It's available. Should be. Maybe on Twitter too. I'm not sure.
I am back.
Yay! Kodak.
Life with a 4-year-old. If you read Kodak for Cy Young, hell yeah. If you read that statement from the Vegas mayor, she kind of just says like, she doesn't necessarily say I don't want them here. She says it's a shame that they're leaving Oakland. Essentially. Yeah. They should try to figure it out in Oakland, is what she said.
Yeah. Anyway, back to spring training. Me, my parents, and my friends from school went to Disney last year, and I was trying to figure out a way to go down to Port St. Lucie, but it just wasn't going to work.
You got to go. It's a blast.
Yeah.
Well, what was cool is back in the day, the Braves spring training facility was actually on Disneyland.
Yeah, it was at the ESPN.
Yeah, so I went to a Braves-Mets game in I guess that would be 2019, at World of Sport, which was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I know they still do a game there each year. I know the Rays sometimes do
It's a blast. It was such a good time.
Sort of spring training there.
I went, because it's a theme park, we went in like 4 hours early. So I saw everything. Like that's when I met Pete, I met Nimmo, like I met all these guys, and they were all hanging out, Guillorme, Lagares, like all these dudes, and they were just hanging out because literally 4 hours before first pitch, and what lunatics were going to be there besides myself and about 10 other people.
Yeah, that's awesome, though.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So yeah, I always enjoy. Well, usually I'm in school when the spring training games are on, but when it's on a weekend or something, like I think the first game is on a Sunday this year at 1:00. Yeah, I like being able to watch baseball at the end of February.
It's great. I'll be at work, but you best believe my screen at work will have that game on.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I said that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there won't be any money invested in them until they get out of Oakland, which is the sad part, because the Oakland fans don't really deserve that.
Yeah.
So when does the Coliseum's lease run up? I think it's this year, right? This is their last season there.
Yeah.
And then they were like scouting other locations.
Yep.
I think it was in San Francisco or like close nearby, or San Jose. It was in San Jose.
Yep. Agreed. Senga for Cy Young.
Yep.
I did want to say, did you ever think during, like, I know this was a long time ago, like, I believe it was All-Star, and then there was a few during the offseason where Lindor was snubbed, or Nimmo was snubbed, and then Alonso was snubbed. It was just like...
Yeah, I mean, like, Lindor not being an All-Star last year is insane to me.
Yeah.
Fan voting, I really like the way the NHL does their starting All-Stars.
Yeah.
Starting All-Stars are determined by the league, not
Yeah.
by the fans. And then the rest of the team is determined by the fans. I think that should be the way it's done.
I think I like how they did the NHL All-Star draft too. I thought
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because like at this point the game doesn't mean anything. National League, American League, it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah.
Because back in the day it was for World Series rights. That was huge.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. But ever since it switched to nothing, why not let the guys have fun? NBA does it too. With Team LeBron and a Team Curry, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You draft your guys and you have a blast. That's a good time.
Yeah.
It's just for the fans at this point.
Yeah. It's well, I don't want to say same thing with the Stadium Series because that's an important 2 points.
Well, yeah, and it's a big deal. It's a national game.
So that's for hockey. So I did my thoughts. Sorry, I'm all lost.
You're good.
Here. There we go. Okay. So next topic would be season expectations.
I said it when the viewer
kind of touched on it at the beginning.
Yeah, I'd like a 90-win team. I mean, I'm not shooting for much. I don't think we're a last place team. I just don't look and think last place. And I mean, I don't even count the Nationals, unfortunately. So fourth place to me is last place. Yeah. I don't see us even as third place. I think that's a better team than the Marlins. Yeah. So the Phillies are a good team. I have to admit that they are a good team. They didn't do much this offseason though. They re-signed Nola, and that's about it. They didn't add, they didn't subtract, and they did good last year. But there was a lot of like magic last year. Will Schwarber be as good? Who knows? Like the guy had negative WAR with 40-something home runs. Like, that's crazy.
I will say, what they did with Trey Turner is really, really cool.
Yeah, I hate Philly. It is my least favorite city in the world.
I live here, so.
Exactly. You have no choice. Yeah. But I respect what they did with Trey Turner. Yeah. They did a good job. Yeah. It was cool to see. And the guy is good, man. Yeah. He tortured us in Washington. Yeah. So it's good to see. Yeah.
Would you have wanted to see Rhys Hoskins come to the Mets?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, doesn't do anything. No, I mean, he's fine. He's a good player, but where does he play? I mean, I think the signings that we made are better than Rhys Hoskins.
Yeah, I definitely think I just thought of the question. What do you think about? Where do you think Nimmo will play because Bader is going to be in center field?
It has to be left field.
Yeah. I did want to bring this up real quick. I posted this yesterday. Hold on one second. Okay. So revealed yesterday was the 2024 spring training roster.
Mm-hmm.
It's all basically what I expected. Lots of pitching.
Well, they didn't. I don't think that's fully updated yet because Fujinami's not on there, right? No, he's not.
No.
So Fujinami will be there tomorrow when we put on 60 day because he's not official yet. So that's what I said. Our bullpen is much better. Again, I told you on Twitter it didn't move the needle for me signing Fujinami. I don't think he's bad, but he was bad in Oakland. And a lot of Japanese players come over, and it's just not what they want it to be.
Yeah.
He looks like he has good stuff. So with Senga, who's a friend of his from Japan.
Oh yeah, I did see this.
Yeah, I saw that he's in St. Lucie. Yeah. He's just not official because of Ronnie.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess they didn't have him on the list because I basically just.
No, he's not on the list. He's not on the list.
Yeah.
He's not official yet. They can't put him on the list. But Ronnie and David Peterson are both probably going to the 60-man. Are probably going to the 60-day. So it's very possible that we sign someone else or announce someone else tomorrow as well.
Yeah. Fuji was better as a release than starter.
Yeah, he definitely looked better in Baltimore, but I don't know. He still wasn't great.
Yeah.
He's not a starter. He's definitely a bullpen guy.
Yeah. I think once Jeremy Hefner gets his hands on him, I think.
I mean, they also threw him to the Wolves in Oakland. It was rough.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when Hefner gets his hands on him, I think he can probably be somewhat good. Yeah. So yeah, we did touch on season expectations at the beginning. I say personally, I think it's going to be a good season. He said Mets haven't gotten anyone big, but that's I don't think that's really a big deal. Everybody on Twitter was making it a big deal.
I don't think it is. Also, who knows if these guys are going to perform? Especially with Yamamoto, there are such high expectations on this guy, and he's never touched MLB rubber.
Yeah.
He hasn't held an MLB ball until this year, until 2 days ago.
Yep.
So how can you say this guy is going to be the best pitcher in the league?
Yeah.
Will he be? Yes, probably. But there's just no guarantee on that.
Yeah.
The ball is different. The mound is different. The style of play is different. Was he amazing in Japan? Of course he was. Yeah. There's a lot of more often than not, the guys that come from Japan are not superstars. There have definitely been guys that are, obviously. We have the greatest player of all time right now who came from Japan. Ichiro came from Japan. Senga came from Japan. Matsui came from Japan. There's a lot of guys, but the home run ball is a lot different here, man. It's a lot different. Yeah. So big names, cool. The Dodgers won the offseason. Can they win the season?
Yeah. They didn't get anyone big, but that's not a problem. I don't see that as a problem. You still got to look at the home people. Pete Alonso, Lindor, to pitching, Edwin Diaz, Luis Severino, all these star players, and Mets have a new manager.
And he's especially signing someone like Severino. He's familiar with a lot of these guys.
Yeah,
Bader played under him. Severino played under him.
They're both familiar with Mendoza.
Right, and then he also is a Spanish-speaking manager as well, which
Yeah.
Buck is not.
Yeah.
So that helps.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good points for Mendoza. I wanted Beltran, but there's a lot of good points for Mendoza.
Yeah. I think we go third in the NL East with the last wild card spot.
Sounds about right to me.
Yeah. Probably Phillies will be second. Braves first, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're just machines.
Do you think Acuna Jr. would come to the Mets to be with his brother?
I think the Braves would be very dumb
Yeah.
to let him walk. They got him on a steal for a 10-year deal.
Yeah.
I think that they would be very, very, very dumb to
Yeah.
let that man walk.
Yeah. But I mean, if it did happen, I would be very, very happy.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, he's amazing.
Twitter would freak out.
Yeah.
It's like if something doesn't go the way Twitter people want it to go, they're like, "Oh, this is gonna be a terrible season. Steve Cohen is the worst owner in the MLB."
I don't know if you saw my tweet today. Some kid tweeted his Twitter name was Jet Williams #1 fan, but he was upset that signed Soler.
Yep.
So which one is it, buddy? You like prospects? You like kids, or you want Soler? Well, it doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. It's just you're saying you're the #1 fan of this kid that's a prospect. Great, glad you are. He would have no room if Soler got signed.
Yep. Yeah. I'm not too upset about Soler not being
again. Wouldn't have moved the needle either way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta, in a year like this, you gotta let Vientos try.
Yeah.
You gotta let him try.
Yeah.
He needs consistent at bats, which he did not have last year.
Yeah.
You gotta slot him in as your DH.
Yeah.
And honestly, let's get real here. He might be a better option than Daniel Vogelback was last year.
Yeah.
So, or he's Dom Smith. He's either a guy that is an amazing AAA player, and we call them 4A players, where they're amazing in AAA and not great at the majors. He might be just like Dom Smith. It's possible.
Yeah.
But give him this year to show it, just like we gave Dom a year to show it.
Yep.
Give him this year to show it. And if he's terrible, cut bait. Get out.
Yeah.
I think him and Beatty deserve the 2 roles that they're going to get this year.
Yeah. My mom would be very happy if Beatty did a good job because that's her favorite player.
Love that. I would be happy if he did a good job because he's a young third baseman, and third is a position we haven't really had filled since David Wright. So
yeah. I remember that one Braves game where first pitch he goes homer.
Yeah.
Boom.
In Atlanta. That was awesome.
Yeah. I think the Mets won that game too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Atlanta. I think I hate Atlanta more than I do Philadelphia.
I hate Philly more. I hate the fans. I hate the city. You know, any interaction I've had with a Braves fan in person, they are fine Southern specimens. They are nice people. They're smiling. They're not giving me a hard time. Yeah. Anytime I come in contact with one of those Delco, Philly losers, it's a problem.
Yeah. I went to a Mets game at Citi Field with one of my best friends since kindergarten, I think. Mm-hmm. He's been a Phillies fan for years. Mets won both games, so it was trash talk to him all the way home.
Love that.
On the Long Island Railroad, New Jersey Transit, and in the car. Yeah, I get teased a little bit at school, but I take it.
You gotta listen. I grew up in the 2000s, where the Mets were the little brother to the Yankees.
Yeah,
I grew up in New York, so getting teased was my specialty, and I stand true with my orange and blue every day.
Yep. Me too. I try and stay with that orange and blue color with the Knicks.
Yeah.
Went a little bit off the road with the Rangers, but
well, no one wants to be an Islanders fan, so
yeah. Yeah. Islanders. Hopefully the Rangers beat the Islanders on Sunday. Hopefully. Anyway. So yeah, that's really my thoughts for this season. I think it'll be fine. Third place, I think it's fine. Last wild card spot, I think it's fine. Lots of fine. So yeah. Any other thoughts
For the season?
Yeah.
No, I think a lot of guys have a lot to prove. This is Pete's contract year, so
Yeah.
let's see what he can produce. And if hey man, Stern said it.
Yeah.
What benefits the Mets and what benefits Pete is for Pete to have a great year.
Yeah.
Does it benefit the Mets monetarily? Hell no. Do I want my star player to have a great year? Hell yes.
Yeah.
So Pete's going to show out. Lindor's going to be Lindor and be the best shortstop in baseball. Nimmo in left field might be a welcome addition. His defense has gotten so great in center field. So if he brings that great defense into left and now he covers that big corner, like, hey, that's awesome. We don't have an easy ballpark to play outfield in. So let's see what can happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's definitely a year where Pete should show his true self. Hit those bombs. Maybe get, what was he, 46?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe get 50.
I think you get 50 again. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
And then here's another thing with Pete and getting signed. You're going to have a guy so close to breaking the Mets franchise home run record, beating Darryl. Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
Even Darryl is saying Pete Alonso needs to be a long-term player. And he's about to get his record broken by Pete.
I think that's a showing point right there that they should definitely re-sign Pete.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to go into probably the last topic, kind of a Q&A. I know we did a little bit of it in the beginning.
I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just getting something right there. But you can talk. I'll hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. James got me into the Mets and my love for Citi Field and just the Mets in general. And I don't know. I know I invited her to come watch it, but if my cousin Adrian, which is James's mom, is watching, thank you. You influenced me to be a Mets fan, and I can't forget James's daughter, Shay, who is probably the biggest Mr. and Mrs. Met fan. So
she's
right there.
She's being camera shy. That's where I've been going.
Hi, Shay. How's it going?
Shay, you want to say hi? No. Can you just say hi from over there? Hi. Okay.
Can't wait to see you at Mets games. But anyway, so shout out to them for getting me into being a diehard Mets fan. I will try and enjoy the road.
You will. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. It builds character.
Yeah. Builds character. That's what I say to my brother.
Mets fans are the best people in the world.
Yep.
Listen, I don't have the greatest stack over here with my teams. So I've been struggling for a while here.
Yeah. Yep, me too.
I don't know, man. The Rangers look great. I hate to say it. They look great.
Yeah. Even though they've been on and off recently.
Yeah.
The Knicks also.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. See, I hate the Knicks. Basketball is my fourth, so I'm not as like diehard and vigorous about it. I'd say baseball is 1, hockey is 2, football 3, basketball 3. I don't know what we're gonna put in there. We bought this giant Mason. You saw it. We bought a giant case from the Mets.
Yeah.
From the weight room, and it has 2 big shelves and 2 big drawers. So my daughter, that's what we're gonna put in it, and I don't know yet.
Yeah.
But what you're sitting on currently is the table that came with it, or that's part of it. So
that's awesome. This
is from the Mets weight room.
That's awesome.
I don't know. These chairs are from Shea Stadium. So
awesome.
We got some pretty cool stuff in there. That's what you're named after, baby. Yes. That is
Yep, there it is. Wish I could have gone to Shea Stadium.
Oh man, it was the best. It was the best. There's a reason my kid is named after it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I'm a fairy.
You're Elsa.
I'm Elsa.
Elsa, go.
So anyway, I'll get into the questions.
Oh, I know.
I'm sure I've asked you this plenty of times. What really got you into liking the Mets?
What got me into what?
Liking the Mets.
A man named Rob Maraska. He wanted to set me up for a lifetime of torture. And that was his ultimate joke on me. He took me to a lot of games with my mom, obviously. So my mom was always a fan. She was actually friends with John Franco when she grew up. So there's some history there. And then, I mean, being 8 years old in 98 when they started getting better, 7 years old in 98 when they started getting better, 8 in 99 when they were a pretty good team, and then 9 when they went to the World Series, it's a pretty good time to be a baseball fan and really get invested into the sport. So from then on, that was it. Yeah, baby. Hi. I see you under the table. Careful.
No, I'm not going to ask that because it's a stupid question that I wrote down. What other questions? I know you. Well, me and my dad were thinking about becoming season ticket members, which it's definitely probably too late now.
No,
we're not gonna do it anyway, because it's first off expensive.
Yeah, it's a big commitment.
Yeah.
I loved it. I mean, like, I got a lot of cool stuff because of it. I got to watch batting practice from the field because of it.
Yeah.
I've toured Citi Field multiple times. I got a lot of, like, exclusive bobbleheads. I have a gold Pete Alonso over there, a gold Lindor over there. So, I mean, like, there's great benefits. The problem was this year they sent out an email like, hey, your benefits are based on how many games you go to. So I had a half a season ticket, so I had 41 games. It shouldn't matter how many I'm going to. It's how many I pay for.
Yeah.
So, and like, as you know, I gave a lot of my tickets away. It's not like I was selling them. So it just like, there was a lot that they did this year that was like, why are you guys doing this? Why are you shooting yourselves in the foot? So it's like, oh yeah, your perks are based upon this. And like, how long? So like, essentially someone who had a 20 game package in the 500 level, if they went to all 20 of those games, had more access than I did, who had a 41 game package in a 100 level. So that kind of was a little upsetting to me.
That's just like, I don't know, whoever thought of that.
Well, I mean, I got my tickets when I still lived in Brooklyn, so it was a lot easier to get to games.
Yeah, it's like how I was talking about us getting season tickets. It's kind of like it's a lot of traveling because we're in Pennsylvania, obviously. At least we're right across the river from Jersey, but still, it's still an hour and a half train ride up into the city, then probably another 30-35 minutes to Citi Field.
Right, exactly. So it's 2 hours each way.
So it's kind of like, I would do it if it was like, if you were able to pick the games you wanted to go to, maybe I would do it. But since they're already set, it's kind of.
They also might bring back that Amazing Pass, which would be cool. I think it's like $55 a month, and you could get standing room tickets to any game.
Yeah.
And then like, you just go on SeatGeek and buy a cheap ticket.
Yeah.
Then, like last minute, like literally while you're standing in the stadium.
Yeah.
While everyone is getting like their tickets sold.
Yeah.
Or you just go watch batting practice and don't move.
Yeah.
Just sit there. That's what I did a few times. So with the Amazing Mets Pass, it's different. Again, like $55 a month is a lot different than the $4,100 that I was paying for the season. Like, a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. I know we were looking at like the 300s behind home plate, and it was like 2,000 something
Per seat.
Per seat.
Yeah, mine. I had 2 seats, so mine was 41 total.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just that's a little wild for well, my dad's in school right now, so it's also that.
It's also tougher, yeah. So I mean, like, it's just hard, and like I wasn't getting to a lot of games, but I go once a week at least.
Yeah.
I figured it's just easier for me to get my tickets on your sponsor, SeatGeek.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll talk about the sponsor at the end. But
so it's just easier for me to get my tickets and like find someone who has like a good seat and pay $60 per ticket instead of the $4,000 that I was paying a year. Now the only like downside is opening day is harder to get. Mets Yankees is harder to get. Things like that are harder to get.
Yeah. I do this thing where, well, I did it for last year. I'm doing it for this year too. Basically, I asked for Mets gift cards for holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 2, both equaled up to what I needed for the games that I wanted to go to this season. So I just bought the tickets to that.
That's great.
I got probably better seats than I would have with the season tickets. Like that's the nice thing with doing that too, is you can pick different seats for all the games. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's I think me and my dad agreed on, like, we just didn't see it being worth it.
But we also have your birthday, which is going to be fun. So
yeah. We have to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to say that Mr. Met London telephone bobblehead. That's awesome.
The coolest.
That's awesome.
The coolest. I can't wait for that.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, did you have any questions for me? I'm sure, maybe.
What are you excited for this season?
Honestly, just going back to Citi Field.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It doesn't have to be like on the field. It's just like in general.
It's like I'm the same with you. I love baseball. I was there at the second to last game of the season, and I still very much enjoyed it.
Exactly.
The Mets won, and it was against the Phillies. I mean, it was fun. The stadium was empty. But.
In 2018, when DeGrom had his insane run, I was at his last start, which I think was either the last game of the season or the second last game of the season.
Yeah.
And the team was terrible. We were atrocious, but I wanted to go see Jacob DeGrom pitch.
Yeah.
There's always something special at Citi. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Citi Field in general is just such a great ballpark, and like especially now that I bring my daughter, they have that kids area and they have little batting cages, and she can play t-ball and like all this stuff. It's just such a great ballpark.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for all the different giveaways.
It's a lot less this year. Let's see if they add during.
Yeah. I think they announced a few before. I believe I saw it.
Those are all in the promotional schedule. So there's only 4 bobbleheads this year. There's a Nimmo, the Mr. Met in London, a Lindor in street clothes, and Hello Kitty. That's it.
That's different.
Yeah. So hopefully during the season, like Marte, Black Panther wasn't advertised. That like came out of nowhere. So like maybe there'll be like that one, like a comic book one, or like they usually do a Star Wars one. They usually do a gnome. There's no gnome announced. So like there's a lot of weird stuff this year.
Yeah, I remember when me and my mom went to Citi Field for the tour. Lots of construction.
Yeah, I think they're doing the lights. They were doing the lights.
When I went they're doing new home plate club.
Oh yeah, and the team store completely done.
I'm actually excited to see what that's going to be like.
Well, I wonder if that means that the Hall of Fame is going to be different too.
Yeah. The Hall of Fame was still there.
But it's attached to the team store, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Who knows if they're going to like put a wall there or add something or take something away. Or maybe that back half of the team store will be part of the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah.
And they'll expand the team store out.
Yeah. Are you excited for the Doc Gooden and the Darryl Strawberry retirements?
Yeah, they deserve it.
I'll be at the Darryl Strawberry one.
I don't have tickets to either yet, but I'll just figure it out and get
Yeah.
some. I'm a big secondhand market kind of guy.
Yeah, I try and wait till like
Those
I wanted to get opening day in, so I had it already. But like I'll wait till the others.
Those
Some I'll
are
do.
games that I like to go to with my mom. I like to be able, like, for the 86 guys especially.
Yeah.
Like she went to the Keith Hernandez number retirement because like that's her like team growing up, and like so it's cool for her to see too.
Yeah. That's the one where you got that Mike Piazza signed baseball, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And
I saw in her posting. You
I
were
have
very, very happy.
my Keith Hernandez number retirement bat up here.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So yeah. Lots of things. I mean, City Field's just good. What do you think about the new Metropolitan Park?
I want it. I want everything about it.
Yeah.
I want the casino.
Yeah.
I want the music venue. I want the park. I want the
Yeah.
parking decks. I want it all. I want it all. I have been waiting. When I was younger, across the street from City Fields was even worse than it is now.
Yeah.
So it was Shea Stadium. It was even worse. There was like this in one of those little warehouses, there was like a rave nightclub. So you'd get out of Mets games and there'd be like the sketchiest people just waiting in line, like on a Saturday night. And like there was multiple times where our hubcaps got stolen from under the overpass. And with the football stadium being built there or soccer stadium being built there, there's no reason for that area to not be better. Yeah. And not only that, it creates 15,000 jobs for New York City.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And housing. And New York City has a law that if you build housing that big, there has to be Section 8 housing inside of it. So not only housing, but affordable housing inside of it.
That's cool.
So I am very, very, very big on that project.
Yeah.
I hope it gets approved. There's a lot of steps that need to be taken to get approved. I don't know what's going to happen to those chop shops. But, dude, I went to City Field to go pick up the case, and I went with my girlfriend, and, like, all those dudes from the chop shop are just standing outside trying to bring you in.
Yep.
And she was like, what the hell is going on here? And I had to, like,
my mom and dad know it. My mom and dad know it. We, me and my dad were going to City Field tour last year. And we went to see the tour. And this guy comes up to the car. He comes close to the car, and he starts waving at us like, pull over. Yeah. And my dad just goes like this, and he's like, oh, you're from here. Okay, I'll move out of the way.
It's like, so annoying.
And you never see it during baseball season. Yeah,
sometimes, but the cops are just good with it. If you go super early, like before gates open, like if you go to tailgate, they're there.
Yeah.
The cops are just super good with it. So yeah, it's just, I mean, like, I'm all for that project.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason we have like this gorgeous empty area where the World's Fair used to be, and we have this amazing tennis facility.
Yeah.
City Field. There's going to be the football club across the street.
Yeah.
Why not make that area an area you want to hang out in?
Yeah. Me and my parents.
Fenway?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, Fenway is the perfect example.
Yeah, exactly.
You walk out of Fenway, there's a million things to do.
Yeah.
A million. It's amazing.
Yep. Lansdowne Street.
Yeah, it's so awesome. Cool. It's so cool.
I went with my grandma last year, and my uncle and aunt.
Yeah, it's awesome. So cool. It's so cool.
Fenway is awesome. Yeah. Me and my parents always joke. There used to be a car shop across the street from the bullpen gate called Discount Mufflers.
Yeah.
Me and my parents always joke when we're up in the stadium. Oh, look, there's Discount Mufflers.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Although across the street from the bullpen gate, there's a little tiny Spanish restaurant. It is so good.
Yeah.
It is so good. It is. No one knows about it because the only people that eat there are the guys that work at the chop shops. But it's this tiny little Spanish restaurant, the size of my little man cave here, and it's fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you go into Flushing, there's a lot of good restaurants down there too.
Flushing's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's such a good Asian heritage, Asian culture.
Yeah.
There's so many good Korean barbecues and like
Yeah.
Japanese restaurants and like legitimate like Chinese restaurants, not like
Yeah.
American, like good food. So
Yeah.
why not
Why not bring the
pride-
tourism out here?
Right.
That's
Right. Right. You have that mall, like, and that's about as close
Yeah.
as you get to anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I know there's a lot of people who are against it. It's like, well, if you're I know I saw a few signs like save economic jobs. Well, wouldn't that bring more economy in?
They're against the casino. A lot of people are against casinos because like the history of gambling and like New York City and all this stuff. So like that's a problem, right? Like I get that, but 15,000 jobs in New York City is so needed right now.
Yeah.
There's so many people struggling, and there's going to be jobs of all natures. From the guy that cleans the parking lot to the general manager of that casino, literally top to bottom, there are jobs.
Yeah.
We need them. We need them. A music venue would be so cool there. That would be such a cool place to go.
Yeah. Especially
like Philly has.
Yeah.
Xfinity Live. How great would it be if we had that
that would be cool.
A spot like that at City.
Yeah. If we had something like
start wrapping up though. I just want to let you know.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. Final thoughts. Any final thoughts?
I think we're gonna have a fine season. I'm just excited for baseball to be back. This is the best time of the year. I'll go on a quick tangent. Nike's new jerseys suck. I said it on Twitter though. I like that they're doing an affordable version of the jersey. Yeah. That's great. I don't know why the quality of everything else is so freaking bad. Like Miles Moustakas posted his actual team issued jersey today. It was just bad. So yeah, I don't like them, but I'm a Jersey guy, so I don't know. And the Mets, of course, this is the year that we're going to get our City Connect, and it's going to be this like cheap quality nonsense. So we'll see how that goes. But no, I'm just excited for baseball. I'm excited to catch games with you guys and like just have a good time. I love being at City Field. It's my happy place. Shane likes being there, and it's just good. Yeah.
Yeah, I love City Field. But anyway, so I'm gonna get into real quick. Everyone, please remember to use my code MSNLGM on SeatGeek. It was scrolling at the bottom of the screen. I don't know where it went. Please give my cousin a follow on Twitter. He's awesome. He's the one who got me into liking the Mets. So follow him. It's right there on the screen. So thank you again, James, for coming on. I appreciate it. This has been the Mets Willets Point podcast presented by SeatGeek. Everybody have a good night, and let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets.